On Saturday, November 2nd, starting at noon, Kevin Williams is helping sick kids by playing video games. He needs your help to raise $1,000 for the CHIO Foundation. Donate at extra-life.org/participants/347875.
Hey guys, I'm Jenn. I'm a gamer, a photographer, and a longtime wrestling fan. Wrestling, especially women's wrestling, has truly evolved over time and is bigger than ever. I'm here to give my take on the world of wrestling, be it women, men, or whatever else is on my mind. Because if women in wrestling are being heard more, shouldn't women in wrestling podcasts be too? Welcome to Women Crush Wrestling! What's up, everybody? It's me, just Jenny, here with my boy Adam.
Buongiorno. Yeah.
Try again.
Bonjour.
Nah.
I didn't add the O to that time.
No.
What's another great way that I can say? Aloha?
There you go, I'll accept that one.
Are you feeling cold? Is that what it is?
Sure.
Because of the rain?
Yeah.
It's been a little miserable here.
Yeah.
On and off. Some days it's really nice, and some days it feels like it's Hawaii. Then a lot of days it feels like Seattle, which is not as nice.
Seattle actually didn't rain that much.
Oh, that's right. You live there.
Yep. That's actually a myth.
What was the best part about living in Seattle?
Food. I had good food.
Really?
Really good food.
I didn't know Seattle was known for their cuisine.
Had good food. I don't know.
Well, what do you mean by good food?
Well, just tasty food. There was this thing, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it, but the initials spell a word.
Okay.
So can I just say it and see if you...
Well, I mean, if you say it and I don't think it's family friendly,
it's not going to be family friendly.
Well, then I'll just censor it. That's fine. I'll mark it down. So go ahead and say it, and I'll mark down the time. Okay. All right. Now, can you tell me what it stands for?
I think it was Salt Lake Union Transit.
Okay.
But that's the initials.
See, now here's the thing. You could have just said that, and I wouldn't have had to censor you.
That's true. But I didn't think about it.
You had to make things difficult for me.
I know.
Why?
I don't know. Every time I wrote it, it made me giggle.
All right, so...
Because they tried to make it they literally would just use the initials with periods at the end, thinking that... Well,
yes. They knew. Look, they knew what they were doing.
They did.
All right. What's your favorite dish there?
Oh, I don't know. They had really good burgers.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This was obviously before you became a vegetarian, vegan.
Yeah, and I'm not now.
Right.
I ate a whole box of KD before I came here.
Nice.
Whole
High
box.
five on that.
Yeah.
Crushing that.
Haven't eaten KD in 5 years.
Really?
Whole box.
Is it Katie not vegan? Mm-hmm. Oh, I guess not, because it's cheese.
Yeah, you can get vegan stuff, but it's nasty. I even went to the States to try and find some. Nasty.
Was it like being born again, having a box of real Kraft Dinner?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm reborn every time I have a box of Kraft Dinner. I love Katie so much.
Oh, well, there you go.
It's horrible for you, but
yeah.
Oh, I love it so much.
And I really thought about cooking bacon and adding it to it, but I was so lazy. I just wanted Katie. And it takes 7 minutes to make, so...
You got what you wanted.
That's true, I did.
Good for you, Jen.
Yeah.
I'm very proud of you for that.
I eat a whole bag of Ruffles party-sized chips, so
what?
you know. I literally can eat anything. Like right now.
I feel like in my mind, you cooked this food and you were lounging about watching reruns of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
I was actually, I'm rewatching 2.5 Men, and don't ask me why.
Oh.
Don't ask me why.
I mean, the show has its fans out there, but I'm not one of them, so.
It wasn't my favorite, but once I started the one season, I was like, I'm in now.
Man, I can't go to your place. You're watching 2.5 Men. I can't stay here. My wife's watching Big Bang Theory.
Ugh. I used to love Big Bang Theory, but then they play it so much on TV. I just need to go somewhere where they're not playing that or Friends, so I can just get a little bit of reprieve. Well, you don't want my household, because this is what I watch. I usually I start with The Office.
Right.
And then I'll watch Friends. And then I'll watch How I Met Your Mother. And then I'll watch Park and Rec. And then I go back to The Office.
Okay.
So right now I'm back on The Office.
Well, Office I'm okay with. Because that show has been recently introduced to me, and it's pretty good. Parks and Rec is one of the best sitcoms of all time, as far as I'm concerned. I would say Parks and Rec is a go-to. Bob's Burgers is my ultimate go-to. I'll watch that from start to finish every time. I can't find it to stream anywhere, but King of the Hill would be on that list as well. Simpsons, pretty much any animated television show from the 90s is on my list of rewatchability. Other than that, though, there's not a whole lot out there. Good Place has been a good one as well, but it kind of, I guess, I don't know how much replay value it has.
Oh, I can rewatch. My husband hates this. I can rewatch a series. I'll get done Office and I'll just go back to that first episode.
And then he's like, again, we just finished this.
Yep.
Is there like a wrestling equivalent for that?
Total Divas.
Really? Are you serious?
Rewatch Total Divas nonstop. I'll hook my laptop off and I'll blow through 3 seasons in a day, and I'll be like, they're 40 minutes too, and I'm like, what happened? Why is the sun down?
That's kind of amazing.
Yeah, I love watching the Bellas just outside. Like, I don't know, like it's entertaining.
I kind of meant like a wrestling match, but or event. But I'm really glad you said Total Divas, because I would never have guessed that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of awesome.
There's little things that I get addicted to, and I'm just in it.
That's fantastic. I'm so happy you said that. Well, it's been a week. E3 is over. I know after last week's episode, there are probably some listeners who are curious about what you thought from this week's presentations, developments. E3. What did you think of E3? Is what
it was okay.
I'm getting at.
It was all right. They didn't announce the names I wanted, and it was weird because everyone thought BioWare might have announced Dragon Age, but they didn't. But they announced last year with like a teaser trailer, but then they just nothing this year, and it was weird.
So they gave a teaser last year and then nothing this year?
I don't think BioWare had their own conference. They kind of just went in.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you were disappointed, and I was disappointed too. Netflix had a presence there, but they didn't really announce anything that I remember. They certainly didn't announce a Glow game, because I would have been all over that. But that kind of leads us into the first 2 things that I want to talk about. First,
Keanu Reeves?
Well, I mean, that wasn't what I was going to talk about.
Sorry.
But I'm always happy to talk about Keanu Reeves. Do you have something related to Keanu Reeves you want to talk about?
Just because, like, I think he stole E3. No one was expecting him to be in Cyberpunk 2077, and at the end of that trailer, he was in it, and then everyone was freaking out, and then he came out on stage. And someone said, "You're breathtaking," and he's like, "No, you're breathtaking."
Oh,
yeah, sweet.
What a nice guy Keanu is. Yeah. God, he's such a great representative for Canada.
Yes. So, he's not really Canadian, but he took he wasn't born in Canada, but he has citizenship.
Then he's Canadian.
Well, yes, because he was, instead of giving up, he withheld his Canadian citizenship.
Yeah, well, because he realizes how great Canada is.
I know a lot about Keanu Reeves that's actually quite scary.
Well, you got to be prepared in case you kill his dog accidentally one day, because we all know if that happens.
You think I would do that?
I'm saying accidentally.
You think I would kill myself?
You're like, well, that's it. I'm done.
It's like the samurai thing.
You would the harikari, or whatever it is. Not to be confused with Harry Carey, baseball announcer. Very different. Hi.
Oh, okay.
What's going on? You haven't ever seen Will Ferrell do that bit? Probably not. Eh?
No.
Okay. Well, it's pretty funny.
I am young.
Getting back to what I was talking about, video games and pro wrestling. We didn't get a Glow game, but we did get something that's pretty cool for anybody who owns a copy of the latest Fire Pro Wrestling game. That's Fire Pro Wrestling World. You may know that they did a deal with New Japan Pro Wrestling, so you can get official New Japan characters in that. Kenny Omega, Naito, I believe Okada, and Tanahashi are in there as well. A lot of characters that you guys already know and familiar with. Now, that being said, if you're familiar with the Fire Pro Wrestling series, basically what they do is they just take all of the Japanese wrestling companies, put those characters in the game, but they give them different names. So Tiger Mask, for example, would be like Lion Hood, something like that. You know, or sometimes they're really, really out there crazy names, but essentially they give them phony names, even though it's very clear who they are.
Would Lion Hood steal from the poor and give to the rich?
Yes, he would. No, he would give to the animals, even though they have no currency system.
There you go.
He's a very confused wrestler. But this is the first version of Fire Pro to ever have officially licensed pro wrestlers. And New Japan was the company they teamed up with, but it looks like they're teaming up with another one. Some really huge news that Stardom is going to be in Fire Pro Wrestling World as a DLC pack. On Stardom's official Twitter page, they posted several photos of wrestlers voice recording for the game, which I was shocked to hear, but I am so on board for. This is a great great piece of news. Translation of the tweet follows. A major player participates in a certain famous game recording. Stardom players appeared. Man, this thing is so badly translated, but it's all right. It doesn't matter. Momo Watanabe participated in a costume with a full yell. The recording continues until the night. So yeah, clearly you can see a lot of the Stardom stars will be there. It's pretty cool, man. I'm going to be very excited. Now, it's not the first time that Joshi wrestlers have appeared in Fire Pro Wrestling games, but it's cool, first of all, that Stardom is officially associated with them, because I'd say they're probably the biggest Joshi promotion out there right now, the biggest women's pro wrestling company in Japan. So it's cool that they're going to get that to be a part of that, and that fans who are, followers of Joshi like I am are going to enjoy that. And it leads me to a question I wanted to ask you. Because I saw something on Twitter recently. A guy was complaining that New Japan doesn't have women's matches. And he says, it's 2019. New Japan needs to get with the program and start having a women's division, I should say. Because New Japan has had Joshi matches on their card, but they weren't official. They were all part of Joshi promotions. So my question is, how do you feel about New Japan Pro Wrestling not having a women's division? Do you think it's necessary, or do you think that it's not needed in Japan? And because there are so many high-profile women's leagues there, like Stardom, like Ice Ribbon, or do you feel like no, New Japan needs to get with the times, and if they're going to start influencing audiences on a global scale, they need to start a women's division?
I think it would be smart to start one, but I'm not really sure if they need to.
It is a difficult decision. See, because at the same time, when I say things like, well, they don't really need it. They've got stuff like Ice Ribbon. They've got stuff like, they've got Stardom. There's a lot of people that could point to North America and say, yeah, but, there's Shimmer, Femme Fatales, there's Rise. There's all kinds of women's federations, but it's still great that we have a Knockouts division. It's great that we have a women's division in WWE. It's cool that AEW has a women's division. So it is kind of one of those where do you go kind of situations. So I would like to see them feature more women's matches on some of their bigger cards, maybe. I would like to see them partner with Stardom. I'd like to see them partner with Ice Ribbon and go to these women's companies and say, hey, we got a big show coming up at Wrestle Kingdom this year, or we're going to LA, or we got the G1 Climax or Best of Super Juniors. How would you like to have a couple of matches featured on the programming? To me, I think that would be a good idea on their part if they want to start expanding globally. But they don't maybe necessarily need a whole division. So that's my take on it. I'd be curious to know what our listeners think of that. I would love to hear your feedback on it, listeners. So if you want to, please like and follow us on social media. We've got Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and we would love to hear your thoughts. Does New Japan Pro Wrestling need a women's division? Let us know. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Now, the other piece of news I want to talk about does involve Glow, because they didn't announce that they were going to be putting out a video game, which bummed me out. But they did announce a new cast member for their show, and boy howdy, am I ever freaking excited. Did you see this?
I did.
Holy cow, Geena Davis! Geena Davis is going to be part of the cast. I am a huge Geena Davis fan. Not even kidding. I watched A League of Their Own 2 nights ago with Kayla and my wife Kayla and our friend Chantel. Still one of my favorite movies. Maybe one of my, if not my favorite sports movie of all time.
See, I didn't know who she was.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, Jen.
I'm sorry. I'm so bad with certain people's names.
Look at that face. You don't instantly recognize that beautiful face as Dottie Henson of the Rockford Peaches?
I've only seen that movie once, and I was maybe 6. I'm sorry. I grew up with Mighty Ducks. That's my favorite sports movie, right? The Mighty Duck Man himself.
Oh God! So you're telling me if the young lady who was on the team, on the Mighty Ducks team, was in Glow, you'd be like, oh, it's her.
Yeah.
I don't know who that is. But...
I don't know the actress either, but yes, the one that taught them, the school lady.
So you don't know much about... Well, no, I mean, because they had a girl.
Oh yeah,
on the
they
team.
did. Sorry, I thought you meant the
she was
coach, girl that would go in.
She was a figure skater.
Yes, they did.
Man, oh man. Do you know any Geena Davis movies aside from League of Their Own? Did you ever see The Fly?
No.
Oh my God. Earth Girls Are Easy?
No.
What?
That sounds like a porn.
It does, but it's not. It's actually a very cute kind of comedy, sci-fi comedy. The Fly is not, by the way. Nothing cute about that whatsoever. A little romantic, but not cute at all.
Yeah.
The Long Kiss Goodnight. You know what? You and I are going to have to sit down and we're going to have to watch some Geena Davis movies.
No, I didn't see.
She's amazing. That's all you have to know. Geena Davis is incredible. And the fact that...
Didn't someone write a song about her eyes?
That's Betty Davis. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. On the plus side, we have the name of this week's episode, which is Geena Davis Eyes.
Jiba.
Ignore my bad typing. Geena Davis Eyes. Good Lord.
See, and you don't like Friends. I was going to do a Friends reference, and now I am...
What was that?
Because Phoebe thought it was Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza,
yes,
instead of Tiny Dancer, and that's...
Not the same thing, but...
It kind of.
Nope.
Okay.
Sorry,
wouldn't you want Tony Danza to hold you closer?
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Well, there you go.
He does seem like a good hugger.
All the older people do.
Older people?
He's older.
Well, yeah, sure, but, I just don't like what you're implying with that is all I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Either way, Geena Davis joining the cast, very exciting. August 9th, going to be a huge, huge day for me. I didn't think this could get any Beetlejuice, for crying out loud. She's in Beetlejuice.
Who is she in Beetlejuice?
She's the
Alec Baldwin's wife?
Yes.
Okay, but she looks way different now.
Not that much different. She's aged very well.
She should be doing Beetlejuice too. Instead of Glow.
I would not reject Geena Davis, is what I'm saying. If she came up to me and was like...
She's not ugly. She's not. Just like...
No, she's not.
You know how people... The only person in that movie that looks the same to me is Winona Ryder, and that's because she's still gothic-y looking girl.
Well, that's because she made a deal with Satan to stay youthful forever.
I guess Michael Keaton a little bit. But like Alec Baldwin's changed.
Alec Baldwin's aged.
Oh, Catherine O'Hara.
Michael Keaton has aged.
She hasn't really changed a whole lot.
No, Catherine O'Hara's aged very well.
That's true.
Yeah.
I like how I know everyone else's name but hers.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry, I grew up with like Catherine O'Hara.
I've never really questioned our friendship until this moment. This is unfortunate. We're gonna have to sit down.
It wasn't our Munsters Addams Family debate.
No, I felt like we could still get through it.
Yeah.
But Geena Davis, that's a whole other thing.
I'm not saying I don't like her.
No,
she was good in Beetlejuice.
I understand that, but I just
threw a lot of movies that I was like, oh.
Those are some of her best.
I used to have country cable, man.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad she's a part of the show, is what I'm saying.
There you go.
And earlier we had mentioned hugs and good huggers, and Bayley's a good hugger. I want to talk real quick about what she's been up to on SmackDown lately. They had this whole thing where I guess she's going to be taking on Alexa Bliss. That's her next big challenger, at least it looks like, because they had Bayley taking on Bliss's henchwoman Nikki Cross, which I don't know how to feel about Nikki Cross being aligned with Alexa Bliss again. Now, earlier I had said that I love that pairing, and I do love that pairing. But we also got Nikki Cross and Becky Lynch for a week, and I love that pairing too.
Yeah.
I think no matter what you went with, I probably would have been a little disappointed that, we're going to lose one of them.
True.
Yeah, well. But I still like Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss together. Bayley defeated Nikki Cross and then said she had her sights set on Alexa Bliss. Pretty good match. I like that stuff. I thought it was all right. Good. She seems to be doing a pretty good job of holding her own, and yeah, I'm excited.
I'm glad they're using Nikki.
Yeah, me too. For God's sakes, about time. Goodness sakes.
Yeah.
You were probably happy about Carmella. She had a big thing with Sonya Deville, and she didn't lose, but she was wrestling, which was nice.
Carmella's gotten way better.
She continues to improve every time that she's out there, which is important. She's trying to maximize her minutes as well, which I think is a good idea. They also did that whole thing with Ember Moon backstage, where they destroyed her Xbox or whatever it was she was playing video games on.
Because she didn't want to.
Yeah. It was silly, but whatever. They're getting them up TV time, so cool. I'm all right with it. Sonya Deville looked strong in that match against Carmella. I thought it was pretty good. When it comes to the Raw side of things, though, a little bit different. Lacey Evans continues to improve, but I will say this. There was a lot of people who were upset with her because Bayley went for the Bayley to belly at one point, and a lot of people felt like Lacey sandbagged her, like she didn't get up for it. And I don't know if I feel right about that. I feel like people are being unnecessarily harsh to her. First of all, I mean, it wasn't the best belly to belly suplex. I know that, but She could have been tired. She might have just been, her timing just might have been off. She might have misheard Bailey call it. I don't know what the situation is. And it really wasn't that big a deal. Like, did you even know that happened?
No, I didn't. Well, I didn't see Raw.
Right. But
I was watching something else.
What were you watching? Did you say Friends? I swear to God, I'm going to kick you out of this house.
There's this thing called 90 Day Fiancé. But now, instead of coming to America, the Americans go to the third world country looking. Well, no, they're not all third world, but some of them. That's big show.
Wait a minute. So these people go across the world to look for a...
No, they've already met the person, and because to get that visa, you have to meet them quite a bit.
Wait, these people are competing for a visa?
No. They're the K1 visa, whereas like you bring your fiance to your country and you have 90 days to marry them. And it works both ways. It's not just American. Like you can do it in another country.
So who's from the other country?
The people. There's all over the place.
This is an American show. This is an American show?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's an American Bachelor?
No. It's a bunch of other stories. It's love stories. It's stories about people long distance.
You'll have to excuse me. In this era, I thought you were watching a show like The Bachelor, in which he's like, well, I have all these women from all over the world, and I'm going to go and spend so much time over, or worse. I thought it was all these women from third world countries who were like, I'm going to come over here and marry this man and get a visa.
It's not they're not all third war. Woo. Third world.
I thought you said wart. Third wart.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But some of them, like, one's in Ecuador and, like,
right.
It's really, like, different than...
But these are stories of love. These are not... It's not a reality TV show where you're competing for a green card, which is what I thought it was. And don't sit there and tell me that you couldn't see that being a real show these days.
I'm sorry. I don't watch Bachelor and stuff like that.
You don't have to apologize.
That's
I'm
right.
saying I'm saying it would have surprised me, and I think that I just created a new show for Fox is what I'm saying.
There you go.
Throw me some money.
For Fox.
Well, they tend to be a little less choosy about when it comes to the intelligent programming they put on there. Which is why they're picking up SmackDown for Fridays. Yeah, WWE's this week was a little weak, I think, in terms of the main roster programming. I do want to quickly talk about something that a lot of people haven't been mentioning, which was Alexa Bliss and Natalya going over to Saudi Arabia. Because a lot of people said WWE's going to try to get them on the show, and they went over, and they didn't wrestle. They went and visited Children's Hospital. And that's very nice. But the going rumor is that the Saudis shut it down. The prince, the royal family said, no, we're not going to allow that kind of thing. Now, there's a lot to say about this. So I'll let you get your thoughts out first, and then I'll just kind of chime in wherever I want. But, I'd like to get your thoughts on that whole situation.
I think Saudi Arabia last year they let females get their driver license, right?
It's something like that recently.
So I kind of feel they're slowly adapting to female empowerment, but this is a country that has so many rules, and a lot of them are linked to religion, so they need to have time. So I'm not necessarily thinking like they're in the wrong, because they're trying to make slow changes, but like you can't just go from a 0 to 100. This isn't Drake. Like, you know what I mean?
If Drake was over there, this would be getting done.
Yeah, right. I applaud them because it was up in the air for a little bit, enough that they thought that they could bring them over, and it wasn't until that day that they were kind of like, no. So even the thought of them trying and maybe it happening is a good thing, but...
I mean, I'll say this. Despite the fact that it's a pretty awful deal and it makes WWE look pretty awful.
Yes.
Anyway.
Yes. The deal itself I don't like.
It's pretty bad. But I do agree that we should at least give them some credit for trying and being like, look, we need to make some progress here with this. My biggest issue with the whole story is that female athletes have competed in Saudi Arabia. They had like a tennis tournament or some big sporting event, and these women were allowed to compete in sporting events because they were on a world stage and because it was worldwide. But the royal family shut it down despite this fact, and the reason is It's because they're in control, because they were paying for the entire thing. It would be different if the WWE was a national sports authority or the Olympics or something, and they were coming there and saying, hey, we're going to go do this and we have to have our women competing. But because it's their show and they're running it, they shut it down and said, no, we're not going to allow female wrestlers on this program. And that's the part that stings and upsets me, is that like you've had female athletes participate and, you know, civilization didn't collapse. So what's the freaking problem? I mean, you said it. It's about the way that their culture is ruled and by specific restrictions and whatnot. So I have a proposal to, I think, fix all of this. So the Saudi Arabia shows have been built around a lot of famous rematches. Triple H versus John Cena for the first Greatest Royal Rumble they did. Triple H, Randy Orton most recently. We've had Undertaker, Goldberg. These big dream match showdowns, right? They're paying for these big...
I guess they're dream.
So how about this? How about a matchup that's kind of close to a big pay-per-view event that we saw, let's see, over 10 years ago. We'll say over 10 years ago, right? Featuring one of the biggest names in the industry and a star that no one else would get not for WrestleMania, not for SummerSlam. I say we do a rematch between Vince McMahon and God at the Saudi show.
I don't think it'll happen.
Come on. We had Shawn Michaels and God team up against Vince and Shane McMahon back in 2006. Make it God versus Allah. Come on, let's do this.
No, because you can't show the image of Allah. You can't.
To be fair, they didn't show God either.
Well, I know, but I mean,
it was just a spotlight.
This is the thing. Like, I've been to an Islamic school, and like when you enter something that's not your own culture, like I covered my head, and like I was fully like, you know what I mean? Like, you try hard
to be respectful.
And doing trips like that, like it was in Toronto, so I didn't go to the Middle East or anything, but it really opens your eyes to how different everywhere is. And like, you learn to respect other people's cultures. So like, just because I don't understand your laws doesn't mean you're fully in the wrong.
No. And let's be clear here. Like, I mean, this isn't, I'm not throwing shade at, I'm not throwing shade at the Saudi people.
No, I know.
It's not their fault. It's the government. It's the royal family.
Yeah. Oh man, but those pictures of how proud those husbands looked when they were teaching their wives to drive. Yeah. It was cute.
And again, that's the people, right? The people. And look, if all accounts are true from what we heard out of the last Saudi Arabia show, there was a video package that featured the WWE women on the video package, and the crowd went crazy.
Well, that's good.
They were cheering for them because they were like, we want them here. We want to see them.
Yeah.
You know, Becky Lynch is one of the biggest stars on the roster right now. I'm sure there's fans over there that are like, I want to watch Becky Lynch wrestle. She's great. So when I say that, I'm just making a joke and kind of relating back to how ridiculous the whole thing is. Both these shows and WWE's booking over the years. So that's all I'm doing, is I'm just trying to have a little bit of ha-ha.
Yeah,
not at the expense of the Saudi people or their religion or culture, because that's not what I'm doing. I'm poking fun at this deal and the ridiculousness of it all.
The deal itself was just, I don't think they thought it. I thought they just saw these huge numbers and they were like, let's do it.
Sure.
They didn't really think of...
It was a money thing. It was a money deal.
And I'm sorry, they don't need that kind of money.
Well, I don't know. With ratings the way they are, maybe they will need it in the next little while.
We'll see in November.
Yeah, you're right.
How bad it gets.
We sure will. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I want them to do well.
Yeah.
I like WWE because, look, again, the healthier everyone is, that's better for the industry and that's better for fans. Mm-hmm. So I'm all for that. I want to see that happen.
Do you think if they got Becky Lynch to go to Saudi Arabia that they might have said maybe?
No, I don't think so.
Because she would have brought in a lot more money than I thought Natalya and Alexa Bliss.
But it's not about money for them, right? These WWE shows are propaganda. They're a way to make the Saudi Arabia prince and his family look good to the people by saying, look what we're bringing to the country. Like, it's paid for, and tickets are probably, I've heard a lot of shows like this that go on in these big rich nations, they're free. Like,
okay.
Like, they're just, you come out. I don't think it's a matter of they're selling out tickets or anything like that. And they're certainly not selling out those big stadiums that they have there. And It's just the way it is.
See, I've never watched one.
I don't think it's certainly not a money making. The money that they're giving for WWE is propaganda money. It's to make the royal family look positive. That's what this is about. It has nothing to do with trying to make money for the royal family. They got plenty. They're fine. Talk about a family that doesn't need money. Them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hey, this is a commercial for patreon.com/WrestleMedia.ca, where you can get early access to episodes of your favorite WrestleMedia shows, get full uncut and uncensored versions of your favorite shows, and more. Don't want to hear this commercial on your podcast anymore? Sign up at our main event tier and get these episodes ad-free. Want to hear your own commercial here instead of ours? We've got tiers for that too. Visit patreon.com/WrestleMedia.ca and join the WrestleMedia revolution today. I just want to talk a little bit more about some of the great stuff that we've got going on at WrestleMedia.ca. Of course, we mentioned our social media before that, but we also have a newsletter, a free newsletter that we would like you to check out. You can get it by signing up at WrestleMedia.ca. If you've never been to our website, you'll get a pop-up that will invite you to sign up for it. If you've been there and you've X'd out of that before and said, I don't want to see any of that, and you've changed your mind, you're like, no, Adam, I want to be a part of it. That's cool. You can still do that. You can actually click the newsletter link, and then you can sign up for free. And every Saturday morning, you're going to get a little notification, a little email that says, hey, WrestleMedia sent you a bunch of cool stuff, letting you know all the big shows that you have to check out from WrestleMedia this week, all the videos that you might have missed, and maybe even some exclusive contents. We really, we wanted to thank our winner, Michael Bessick. He was the winner of our Chinlock contest, so he's going to be with us today at Chinlock if you're listening to this as part of our Patreon. And hey, speaking of our Patreon, if you really like this episode and you want to support us financially, that would be a huge help to us, and we would really appreciate that. We recommend that you head on over to patreon.com/WrestleMedia.ca. That's where you can get all your awesome podcasts from WrestleMedia a couple of days early, but you'll also get more of them. For example, if you're listening to this for free at WrestleMedia.ca, you're going to get more of it if you listen to it via our Patreon. Plus, you can also get access to exclusive shows like our Quick Picks or our Watch Along Wednesdays or some of our exclusive Patreon series like I Was There. It's a really great deal, and of course, more importantly, every ducat you put in the bucket really goes a long way towards helping WrestleMedia grow, get bigger, and most importantly, do more for you. So, we talked earlier about Chinlock Wrestling and this incredible contest that we've got going on there. We are going to be giving away a pair of tickets to SummerSlam. I'm so excited, and I'm so excited about Chinlock Wrestling in general. The event, it's been a long time coming. I have to ask, is there a match on the card you're looking most forward to, or a legend that you're kind of most looking forward to meeting at the event?
Me?
Yeah, you.
The female match.
For the Chinlock Heavyweight Championship? Yeah. And it's hard because like both Jessie Mack and Madison Rayne have been on the show, so they're friends of ours. So I'm kind of pulling for one of them. But at the same time, I've been watching Beautiful Bia on the independent scene for a while now. She's an incredible talent. And Addie Starr, well, Addie Starr's crazy, and she'll pretty much do anything to win. So if you've got a fatal four-way there where, you know, it's first fall to a finish, she might have the advantage of being able to get a little wild and crazy out there. So it's a tough call to be sure, but we want you to go ahead and check that out, and check out some of the other places where WrestleMedia is going to be live on location. Coming up June 29th, we're going to be in Renfrew with Queen Street Entertainment as they present a night of live wrestling. Addie Starr is going to be on that show as well. She's going to be there with Cecil Nix, Shane Saber, Tabernacle Team, the NBA, that is the Natural Born, well, I can't really say it here, but Michael Von Payton and Raheem Ali. Whole bunch of other great talent are going to be there as well. You got to check them out. Check them out with us, because we're going to be there in Renfrew, June the 29th. All right, I think that's going to do it then. Jen, take us home.
All right, well, I've been just Jenny, and that's been my boy, Adam.
Aloha as well, because it also means goodbye.
Learn something every day.
Don't you, though?
Not really.
Not when you do this podcast.
No. To be fair. No.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we crushed it anyway.
Yeah, we did. We did. Crushed it like a box of Kraft Dinner.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, after you eat it and then you crush it down.
Oh, no, I ate the box, too.
What? Why would you do that?
I ate the whole box of Kraft Dinner.
When Jen does something, she does it 110%.
That's right. I don't like to throw out garbage.
So you eat it?
That's probably why I'm sick all the time.
This has been a presentation of WrestleMedia, where everything is wrestling and wrestling is everything.
Here's what you're missing out on right now over at patreon.com/WrestleMedia.ca. Also, speaking of Toni Storm, I just thought this was kind of cool. She's going to be defending her NXT UK Women's title at ICW's Shug's House Party 6 Night 2. Oh my god.
Just the name. This sounds like a remix album. You know, like the Much Dance 99? Like, this is what the 2000 version sounded like.
Shug's.
And it's all like Shug Nights.
Now, I don't know if... Oh god. I don't... You're right. Yeah. Want more? Sign up now at patreon.com/WrestleMedia.ca.